Hey everybody, Kevin here for New Century Foragers. Today I'm going to be telling you a little bit about one of my favorite traditional technologies, the throwing stick. Today I'm going to show you how to carve two different types of throwing stick with all stone tools the old way, and show you how to use them. Now many people are very familiar with the most famous throwing stick, the Australian Aboriginal returning boomerang. But what many people don't know is that there's actually quite a variation among Australian Aboriginal throwing sticks. Some boomerangs are not intended to return whatsoever, and some were actually not even meant to be thrown. They were long, slightly curved, and used in hand-to-hand combat. So that's what we're looking at today, is a throwing stick. Basically, some are shaped similar to a boomerang, got a slightly ovate or biconvex cross-section, and that characteristic curve that was actually the natural curve of the branch from which it was cut. And then some are even more simple and are relatively straight. They can be completely straight, and basically it's just a section of stick about the width of a shovel handle and about from your armpit to midway up your forearm. Either one can be extremely effective, and with a little bit of practice basically becomes like an extension of yourself. So reach out and touch something. So I wanted to emphasize that you actually don't need obsidian for this. Metavolcanic, metasedimentary, quartzite, all different types of stones can be used. Basically any old rock will do. So for your tools for manufacturing throwing sticks, they're really basic. All you need is a basic core, unifacially worked, meaning just removing a couple of flakes in one direction along the core, which leaves you with a slightly jagged, slightly sharp chopper for falling the tree for the initial cuts here. And then you can also use that as a scraper plane for removing bark and working down the wood. You're also left off with a relatively sharp flake from flake removal, and that allows you to clean up those edges that you chopped, cut it off relatively flat like this, and then also you can use that for final shaping, shaving, and detail work. So both types of throwing sticks that we've shown you today have their own advantage. The relatively straight one only takes a few chops with a chopper, and you can remove it, strip down the bark. It takes maybe 5 minutes and you can be hunting. So it's a really good one if you're lost in the survival situation. Also, it's got a lot of density to it, so even though it's a bit slower and it doesn't go quite as far as the curved thin one, when it hits like a ton of bricks. Now the curved and relatively thin one, this one really cuts through the air almost like the wing of a plane or a propeller, and so with very little effort you can send it quite a bit further. So both of them have their own advantage. This one takes a bit longer to make, but still not that long. It's just a stick. So go out there and make them. There's two main ways of throwing the throwing sticks that we've got here today. This one is shaped kind of like the returning boomerang. It's thrown sideways, cuts through the air, and it hits sideways. This one here, you can actually throw multiple different ways. You can throw it overhand, slightly to an angle, or sideways. So if you're going to try and skip your throwing stick, it's going to take some practice, and you want to make sure you got a good friend who's willing to bring it back for you. Good girl.
Anyone they want to think, anyone they want to